For the aviation sector, we presented 2 memos and got 2 approvals. The first approval that we sought and obtained is in respect of mandatory payments of access fees by all visitors at our federal airport toll gates nationwide. No more exemption. No more exemption. When we came to office, we met a tradition on the ground where at the end of the year, all manners of VIPs would approach us for what they call complimentary e-tags or complimentary stickers, whereby you see them coming into the airports, our airports nationwide. They don't pay the access fees. They don't pay for parking. They don't pay for essential services at the airports. And they are VIPs. And I told myself and my team, I said, not under my watch. It will not happen. If this tradition had been existing for years, I will not allow it to happen. Because it is inconceivable that in our country, it is the VIPs that don't pay for services, but it is the poor men that pay for services. The VIPs who are supposed to have money don't pay for services, but they compel poor men to pay for services. And I said, no. So I got my team together and I said, we need the backing of council to compel everybody. In fact, guess what? Our memo says, with the exception of the president and the vice president. The president overruled me. He said he and the vice president will pay. He said everybody. Let me give you the shocking statistics. Shocking. The negative figure that we get at the end of the day from the complimentary e-tags we get is 82% negative, in the negative. In other words, where we're supposed to have 100% income from these e-tags that we print, it is only 18% that we now end up selling. That is how bad it is. 18%. And 82% of these e-tags are given out free of charge to VIPs. So imagine the loss in my sector. And I asked myself, which other sector will I go to that they give me anything free? Is it because I'm a VIP that you say that in FCT I should not pay land charges, that they will waive it for me? I pay for that sector. I pay my power. I pay for power. Yes? Yes, I pay for every other thing. I pay for information. Yes, I buy my papers. So why would everybody now come to my own sector and want to get free passage? Not possible. That is how bad it is. So, and this has led in the past to loss of billions of naira, not millions, billions of naira annually because of this. And yet, our airport infrastructure, you know they are decaying. I am helpless. I'm looking for concessionaires. I'm looking for help for decaying infrastructure. And they will be the first to cry out, these same VIPs, why are your toilets like this? Why are your toilets smelling? Why can't you do this? Why? They are the same people, but they don't pay for the services. So if we want improved infrastructure at the airport, we must pay for services. I'll give you another example. In one gate alone in Lagos State, one of the access gates, based on the count of the barrier going up and down, you know it counts, like a machine that counts. We are supposed to be making 250 or 60 million from that gate every month. That gate, because of exemptions, the return to us less than 100 million every month. Loss. And that also, of course, breeds corruption too, because now you cannot track, you cannot have the audit trail of those free tags that you now give to our people to give out to people. Either they sell it at half price, because in a year, the ones we sell, yearly tags, at times maybe $1 million or $1 million plus, that gives you access to parking, to access to everything, so nobody will tow your car. So we can't keep an audit trail of these tags that we give out. Some will now go and sell it at half price. Some of the, maybe civil servants or those we give it to give out to people. So there was really no need to continue with this. I can go on and give you the figures, but it has led to massive, massive loss in the past. And luckily, council agreed with us. Mr. President agreed with us. And Mr. President said, remove me from the exception and Vice President. Everybody should pay. So please, the SGF, it was approved that the SGF should send a system-wide circular to everybody. We are going to also write to everybody, be it in the judiciary, the legislature, the executive, the military, high command. They can buy for their personnel yearly. You don't have to pay for every time you pass. Buy yearly, the yearly tax for all your officers. You have the money, pay us, so that we can improve your services at the airports. Thank you. The second one, we got a second approval. This one is just for infrastructure. The approval for the manufacture, supply, installation, and operators training of disabled aircraft recovery system equipment at our airports. Some of these incidents we have on the runways at times is part of ICAO's specification for your airports to be certified. The International Civil Aviation Organization, the last time they came for audit, it was one of the minors they gave to us, that we don't have enough recovery equipment. So sometimes when you now have the incident, if you remember, something happened at the Abuja airport. Was it in December or January, when there was an airplane that had a problem as it was landing. It now disrupted flight, because we have only one runway in Abuja. It disrupted flight operations in the whole country for about 2 or 3 hours, because flights that were about to take off to Abuja could not come, the ones about to take off, and it was chaos. For 2-3 hours, it was chaos in the whole country that day, because there was no immediate recovery equipment to recover those aircrafts immediately from the tarmac, so that other aircrafts approaching can land. We had to go and beg some other people, some other entities to come and help us remove that aircraft on that day. As Federal Airport, as Aviation and FAN, we didn't have any equipment to remove that aircraft. So we got approval for that as part of ICAO's requirement in the sum of 4.2 billion and a fraction, inclusive of VAT, with a completion period of 12 months to supply and train, and also to train the handlers of these equipments to handle them and remove and disable the aircraft from our runways. All manners of VIPs coming into the airports, our airports nationwide. They don't pay the access fees. They don't pay for parking. They don't pay for essential services at the airports. And I told myself and my team, I said, not under my watch. It will not happen.